So this is going to be a video of my personal review of all of the Guild Wars 2 Living Story updates so far in 2013. I gotta play catch up. Flame and Frost, the Prelude, and the Gathering Storm and the Raising. At this point, ArenaNet was saying, yeah, we're gonna have Living Story updates and they're gonna be very frequent and fun and new stuff to do. But it kind of started out a little slow and I wasn't quite sure what to think of it. I guess the coolest thing that came out of it for me, I guess Bram and Rocks. I kind of did their story missions really quick just to get them done and get the achievements. I wasn't quite sure what to think of them or these updates yet. And at the time, honestly, I was working really hard on my map completion. So I kind of saw it as like, oh, this is something that I really should check out, but I really want to do my world completion, so I'll just go do this thing real quick and then I'll go back to what I was doing. It was the beginning of the living story, so it was just kind of something to do. Other than that, honestly, meeting Bram and Rocks was cool. I like Rocks. She's cute. Super Adventure Box. Super Adventure Box was always very frustrating for me. Don't get me wrong, I think the idea of Super Adventure Box, the execution of it, everything they did with it basically was amazing. I thought it was absolutely just brilliant, really. It's a whole game within the game. And the way they promoted it, it came out on April Fool's Day, and I know from Guild Wars 1, they always did something fun, like a gender swap or making everyone look like a Gwen doll, which was awesome, which I actually missed. But this was a full-fledged game within the game in like an 8-bit style, and the execution of it was just awesome. They even made a commercial. Did you see the commercial? Oh my gosh, the commercial was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah! Victory is ours!
Whoa, Ricklock Brimstone!
Now, the journey continues with the Super Adventure Box.
So I know everybody just absolutely loved it. Everything about it was really, really cool. But personally, I just found it really frustrating. I've never even finished World 1. I tried, I really did. I tried so hard, but it was just so frustrating. I would get so far and then I'm just like, I don't know where to go, I don't know what to do, this is hard. I don't know. I thumbs up for making it, it's awesome, but it's not for me. Flame and Frost Retribution. So this was the last part of Flame and Frost, and again, I still wasn't quite used to the Living Story updates and how regular they were going to be. This kind of started them being regular every 2 weeks, but really the biggest thing was the story dungeon. The Molten Facility, which I think was really cool. I ran through it with some friends, and it was fun. I liked it. The Secret of Southsun. So all of the refugees from the Flame and Frost have been moved to Southsun. It was kind of cool seeing them hanging out like in the middle of Ascalon and even like on the beach in Lion's Arch, like they just kind of had nowhere to go. It was kind of neat seeing these NPCs. It really felt like a living world because you saw these NPCs that weren't normally there and you talk to them and they say, I don't have anywhere to go, I've lost my family, and it was really cool. Anyway, so they all got moved to Southsun Cove, which we saw before in the Karka attack the year before. So it was kind of another chance for us to check out Southsun Cove, and now there's Karka everywhere, and everybody hates Karka, and yep, I hate the Karka too. But it was all worth it to see Lord Farron in his Speedo, am I right? Am I the only one that hated Crab Toss? Last Stand at Southsun. I don't think I've ever rage quit the game so bad as when I first tried Canach's Lair. Thing was, I was doing something wrong the first time I tried it because it had a weird mechanic. You didn't just go in and defeat the boss. And you had to like activate these bomb things that went off when he got close to them, but you couldn't get close to them because they would explode. You had this gun that had, I hate when you're in the middle of a battle and you pick up like a gun or something that gives you all new skills, and you don't have time to sit there and figure out and read all the tooltips and figure out what all the skills do while the enemy's attacking you. It's like you have to just forfeit one life. You just have to say, okay, I'm just going to stand here. He's going to kill me, but I have to sit here and read what these tooltips do. I don't know what these skills do. Oh my gosh, I rage quit so bad. I was so frustrated. Once I figured out what I was doing wrong, it was fine and I did it no problem. But yeah, my first time through was so frustrating, so that's like all I remember is Canach's lair just being like hell. Yeah. Dragon Bash.
World has lived in shadow from a pair of demons' wings, but none here fear the future or the darkness that it brings. The monster puts on quite a show, expecting us to yield, but there's just one course of action when we take up sword and shield. Bash the dragon, drive it right back into its den. Bash the dragon, smash the dragon, may it never rise up again.
How cool is this? ArenaNet does not have to do stuff like this, make these extra songs and everything. They're already giving us all this content, yet they come up with these songs that are catchy, and it's just awesome, and I absolutely love it. Dragon Bash was the first one that I just loved. I spent so much time running around in the open world and activating those holograms and defeating them to get Taffy, which I still have like 2,000 of in my inventory. I don't know what I'm saving them for, because I tried and tried and tried to save up for the holographic dragon wings. But you had to get like 10,000 of them. It was like a ridiculous amount. Or they could drop randomly, which happened for me after I had collected about 2,000. But running around Lion's Arch every day and smashing those piñatas, memorizing where they were so I could go in every day and smash them, was super fun. And the giant dragon hologram that was over Lion's Arch, it was just awesome. There was so much to do and all these achievements you could get, and if you completed all the achievements, you got the Shattered Dragon Wings, which I have on my elementalist right now, and they look awesome. And I just loved everything about it. I love it. It was one of my favorite, definitely. I'm gonna learn that song. I've almost got it. Sky Pirates of Tyria. Guild Wars 2 goes steampunk. Aether Blade Retreat story dungeon was so hard. I tried that for hours with 4 of my guildmates, and we got to the end, and we just kept dying and dying and dying and dying, and we tried so hard, and everyone's like, I gotta go to bed, I can't try anymore. I'm like, ah. I just remember telling everybody to dodge the circles. I just remember these red circles, and I'm just like, just stay out of the circles, you don't have to keep running around. If you have to, just stand in one place where the red circles are not, it's completely possible. And then just, if the red circle comes on, you just move. And no one could get it. Oh my gosh, it was so hard. I never did finish it. But yeah, the whole thing with the Captain's Council and Mitrin and figuring that whole thing out, even though it just kind of happened, it was still really fun. And that cutscene. Bazaar of the Four Winds. Oh my god, the Bazaar of the Four Winds in the Zephyr Sanctum is just my favorite. I could go on for an hour about how much I loved the Bazaar of the Four Winds, Zephyr Sanctum, Labyrinthine Cliffs, that whole area. Everything was just magical. I literally cried, like tears running down my face when I first went into the area. Hearing that music, oh my gosh, that background music, I want to marry whoever wrote that. And there's a song that goes along with it, oh my god.
The clouds shed tears upon the land, mourning a crystal sun.
ArenaNet doesn't have to do these little extra things, but oh my god, it just brings everything alive. The whole place was so reminiscent of the place that shall not be named, Cantha, that I just nostalgia bomb. Oh my gosh, the whole place, it wasn't a flat map, it was a vertical map that you would use the sun, wind, and lightning abilities that you got to traverse this just beautiful walkways and this labyrinth of bridges and platforms, and just the music. Oh my god, the music. And the very first time I went in there, I probably spent 6 or 7 hours going around and getting all the sky crystals, and I didn't use any guide, I didn't go to the wiki, I just looked for them myself, and luckily you didn't have to find every single one. That was very nice. And it was so much fun going for those, using these aspect skills to traverse these just beautiful, this beautiful landscape, and traversing that to get these sky crystals. And the greatest part is watching other people going for a crystal, especially one that you already got and you know how to do, and they're trying to figure out how to get to it, and standing there watching them was so great, because at the same time that you're going, come on, you can do it, come on, make that jump, come on, you can do it, and then when they don't, when they fall and you're going, oh no, because the fall, anytime you fall, is just this like 10-second fall, because the place is so high. And I gotta admit, it was kind of hilarious watching people fall right after you're going, oh no, they missed! Trying to learn the story of the Zephyrite people, talking to them and their whole just beautiful floating ship. And the NPC conversations, there was just so much that went into this. I could not believe it. The NPC conversations, especially up towards the top where people are, I mean, there's mothers and children, there's people trying to barter, there's Asura trying to figure out how the Zephyr Sanctum stays afloat. It just brought the world alive. And I don't know, I found the whole place just like magical. I cannot wait for that to come back. And we got free kites. Cutthroat politics. I gotta say that I loved Cutthroat politics simply because it took place in the Zephyr Sanctum and, well, the Bazaar, the labyrinthine cliffs. And I was still just completely enamored with the whole place, so the fact that I got to stay there even more and do even more achievements and mini games was just super fun. But of course then the big thing was choosing between Ellen Keel and Evan Nashblade. And the whole time I was all about Evan winning, because the biggest thing was, which fractal did you want? Do you want Evan's Abaddon, or did you want the Thaumanova reactor? And at the time I didn't know anything about the Thaumanova reactor. And I'm all about Guild Wars 1 and lore and nostalgia, so I was just like, Abaddon, 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 come on! And everyone's going, we've already fought Abaddon, we don't need to fight him again, we fought him in Guild Wars 1, and I just kept saying, no, you get to fight him as the gods, and I don't know, everybody had this idea in their head of what it was going to be. But then the wonderful Wooden Potatoes and Guildcast talked about how the Thaumanova reactor is actually really cool, and we should probably choose this one because it actually has to do with current Guild Wars 2, and some really awesome stuff is probably going to go on there, so that's who we should choose. So then all my votes went towards Ellen Keel, and she won, so yay. Thanks, Guildcast. My only gripe about Cutthroat politics is that afterwards, this really bugs me, those candidate tickets that you voted with, afterwards you got to sell them if you didn't use them to vote, and they were worth like over a silver a piece. And so like I accidentally had like 50 of them on like another character that I forgot to vote with, and so I sold them, for like a gold or something. I'm thinking, why? Because if you tell people that if you don't vote, if you save them, you're going to get money. So you're getting all this money for not voting. I could see if they were worth like a couple copper a piece, and you weren't going to get that much for turning them in. But like over a silver a piece, like if I had not voted at all, I could have gotten like 10 gold. And I don't think that's right, because you're teaching people don't vote. Don't take part in the future of the game, and the fact that we do get to vote on something and choose, that was bad. Don't do that again. Queen's Jubilee. Queen Jen has been in power for 10 years, and that means we get balloons and awesome things. The Crown Pavilion was super awesome, especially the first couple days when just champions were just spawning. And it's just this like finite area that you just get to fight and fight and fight, and even though the stuff's really hard, there was like 1,000 people there, and it was pretty damn awesome. And of course, first time going into the Crown Pavilion, that awesome little, all the stuff the NPCs did, and just, all the voice acting is just, and it just keeps coming with the living story. It's just so awesome. I love it. And all these other achievements, again, that we have to do. You fill up that bar and you get a balloon. I love my balloon. I like the kite more, but I like the balloon. So Queen's Jubilee, very cool. Clockwork Chaos. Here comes Scarlet. I think she's going to be around for quite a while. Scarlet's definitely a fun character. I think everybody likes her, even though she's evil. Scarlet's Playhouse was cool. It was short and pretty easy, but it was very cool. And the big thing was all of the invasions that happened every hour in the world. Oh my gosh, the loot. The loot. So much loot, so much gold. And they happened every hour with champions everywhere. I've never had so many problems with my inventory getting filled up, and it's just, it was glorious. And, you know, the story and stuff that went along with it was cool too. Super Adventure Box. Back to school. More. Once again, I think the concept and the execution and everything of Super Adventure Box is super cool. Love it. Love watching people do it. Love watching people enjoy it. I tried it again to give it another chance, and I just get so frustrated. I don't know why. I just have a hard time, whether I'm doing it solo or whether I'm doing it in a group. I don't know. I have a terrible time with it, and it just does nothing but frustrate me. So I'm glad y'all are having fun with it. The best thing about it this time around, though, was definitely Tribulation Mode and watching YouTube videos of people going through a Tribulation Mode for the first time. That's hella fun. Just random spikes where spikes should not be, and falling through the floor into lava. Super fun to watch, not to do. Tequatl Rising. And this is where we are now. Even though, yes, of course, I am saddened that it's not as easy to get world boss chests anymore. It just takes a little longer. I super approve of the change to Tequatl, and I super hope that every one of the other dragon bosses are changed, because that is how a dragon should be. Congratulations, Blackgate, on being the first server to take them down. I have not yet been a part of this wonderful celebration of beating Tequatl, but I do have my Tequatl wings from getting the achievements, and I think for now that's good enough for me. I'm sure someday I'll beat them when everybody kind of knows more what they're doing, and people aren't just going in there to check it out but not knowing what to do. I really think it's kind of gonna even itself out over time, but for right now, it's not something I particularly want to spend hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours failing. But I super approve of the change. I love it. That is how a dragon should be to fight. I approve. There's something in the water. So we're caught up. And I'm super looking forward to Twilight Assault on Tuesday. That looks like it's going to be pretty awesome. So that's all I've got for now. Thank you for listening to me nerd rant on Guild Wars 2. I plan on making many more Guild Wars 2 videos, so if you liked it, subscribe and like and all that good stuff. And tell me in the comments what has been your favorite Living Story updates. You know what mine is.
Alas, alas.
Oh my god, I love it so much. So I'll see you next time. Bye.